Hi everyone, Lesley Brice, president of MC Residential. We're going to focus a little bit in this segment on the exterior renovations. I'd like to welcome Andy Hernandez. Andy has been with us for 15 years. He's a director of maintenance for our company, and he handles all of the due diligence walkthroughs and helps to orchestrate a giant team of folks who help us to look at and vet out buildings. So I thought it would be good for us to share a little bit about what goes into an exterior inspection. When we're doing due diligence at a property, we know really literally nothing about the property except for maybe what was disclosed by the broker. What things do you typically look for, and I want you to talk a little bit about that, but also talk about some of the folks you bring to the property to be able to look at certain items.
Well, it's very important to when you're doing due diligence, you want to get a team together and be prepared before you even step on property. This, just kind of like when you call in an inspector to look at your home that you purchased, we do it at a bigger scale, or even if on a smaller scale, you want to make sure you bring in professional people that are directed to look at specific items.
Like what items?
We always look at plumbing, electrical, roofing, air conditioners, even the soil on the properties, the landscaping. It's very important that we also look through their work orders to see what kind of issues they've had in the past. That'll set off red flags so we can concentrate on those specific areas.
Excellent point. So if we were going to drill down into three of them, what three are the ones that are most problematic?
Air conditioners, roofs, and plumbing.
Okay.
Those are the three areas that are huge. You want to also make sure the structure will tell you a lot about, your plumbing components, your air conditioning, and also your roofs.
So when you're looking at a roof, for example, what kind of group would you bring to help look at the roofs?
Well, I bring in several people. I'll have structural people look at the buildings. They can give us top signs of what to really look any specific roofs, whether they're tiled roofs, shingle roofs, flat roofs, foam roofs, depend on the type of roofs that they are. Each has their own set of issues. So we bring in those professionals that deal with those as well.
So when we're doing due diligence, we're buying multiple properties. So if you have an individual property that we're looking to buy, how do I get, if I'm buying one home or a fourplex, how do I get somebody to come and look at it when I'm doing due diligence? How does that work?
Well, I would suggest looking through the register of contractors in your state. You want to make sure that you have a reputable roofer looking at your roofs to determine what issues you may have.
Well, and once you do one or two of these, you might have some go-to vendors. It's really important to have that team of folks looking at the roofing, and not necessarily just me or you looking at it, but a professional looking at the roofs. It's pretty expensive ordeal if you have to replace a roof, right? So
Sure.
They're looking for all of the issues that relate to that, and can give you a report. Is this something we typically have to pay for?
No. Any contractor will come out and give you an inspection. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean there's an issue there. It's very important for a contractor to get up there and walk the roofs in particular to make sure that, there may be soft spots. They've done repairs in the past. Look at the history of the roofs.
Got it. So it's not enough just to take the word of the seller or the broker that says, hey, the roofs are in good condition. You want to visually inspect yourself. So what about HVAC? What kind of things and who do you bring to look at your HVAC?
Well, you typically bring in a mechanical or plumbing contractor. They're typically both the same, but having a professional really look at the air conditioners is going to save you a lot of money in the long run.
So what does that mean? So when we have HVAC units or heating and cooling units, what are some of the major issues that maybe folks need to know?
Depending on the property and what part of the country you're in, there's different kind of cooling system. You know, you want to make sure that you look at the coils. You want to make sure that there's no exposed wires attached to your air conditioners. You know, when dealing with boilers and chillers, I recommend that you bring in an expert to really look at that. So you want to make sure that you really, really do your homework and get a reputable contractor to look at those.
Can we shift gears a little bit then to some of the plumbing related issues and who you partner up with to make sure that you're looking at the plumbing systems properly during due diligence?
Well, you know, it all goes back to whether you have a team on site to look at those specific problems that you may have, or you call in a reputable contractor.
These are some of the major items that we're looking at when we're doing due diligence, but the end game, or the really important piece of this, is pulling together a capital improvements list so that we understand how much cost it's going to take for us to be able to, when we purchase the property, to properly manage the site. I want to thank Andy for his time and wisdom today. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.